Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Welcome and thanks for riding with the Cowboy. Wonderful victory 2019 over the Houston Texans, Monday Night Football. Incredible game. Incredible game with Baker Mayfield. I'm going to go through my week 3 picks coming up for NFL this week. Our first home opener against the New York Jets, September 21st. This is week 3 NFL Sports Talk with the Cowboy picks. Dolphins, Bills over Dolphins. Bengals over the Vikings. Jaguars with an upset over the Texans. Colts over the Titans, another upset. Commanders over the Raiders. Rams over the Eagles. Falcons over the Panthers. Steelers over the Patriots. Packers over the Browns. Bucks, home opener over the Jets. Chargers over the Broncos. Seahawks over the Saints. Cowboys over the Bears. Cardinals over the 49ers. Chiefs over the Giants. And Ravens over the Lions. That's week 3's Sports Talk with the Cowboy pick. That's what happens this coming up weekend. As of the game against the Texans, a 20-19 game. Baker Mayfield made a marvelous run, one for the whole season highlights. 10-yard, fourth down, made 12 yards, and a gutsy breaking out of a sack 12-yard run. On a pure drive from the 8-yard line to a touchdown with 6 seconds left on the clock. Rachaad White taking it in, winning the game, going for 2 points, not getting the 2, but winning 2019. It was a tough game, back and forth. Ryan Miller had a touchdown. Ibuku had another scoring touchdown. Rachaad White had a touchdown. It was a tough game. The Bucks held them on the 1-yard line. They was first and goal from the 1-yard line and held them. Had a block punt. Didn't score but a field goal out of it. The Texans did. Had a fumble by Mayfield, which Rachaad White recovered. It was just a back and forth game, a tough game, just like we predicted here on the show last week. 20-19. Bucks take a second win and go for the win against the Jets this weekend in their home opener at Raymond James Stadium. It was a tremendous week of football in the NFL. Had a lot of injuries. Joe Burrow out for the year. We had the quarterback Jalen Daniels go out with the Redskins for a couple weeks. We've had McCarthy, the quarterback of the Vikings. He's out. We've had those 3 quarterbacks out for next week's action. So there's a lot of injuries last week. On the Bucks themselves, they lost Calais Campbell, a Cansey, our defensive end, torn pectoral muscle, out for the year. He will not be returning. So there's a lot of injuries every week, and that's what you have to know in the NFL, like we said before the season. These injuries do matter because the next week, if you don't have certain players, it could affect the game. And when your quarterbacks go out, you really got to look and say, wow. And we've had some go out just last week in week 2. Pay close attention in week 3, see what the injury report says, and you'll find out how these teams are managing to do. It was the Cowboys over the Giants in a tough game. The Dolphins almost won a game. They got a punt return, and then they kicked it off after the touchdown, and the Patriots run one back. A back-to-back punt and kickoff return last week, and the Dolphins still managed to lose. So it was a tough week. The Jaguars, which is a very underdog pick, it was upset of the week here at Sports Talk. The Cowboy lost by 1 point to the Bengals, and the Colts, another upset, beat the Denver Broncos on a 60-yard field goal. So we got 1 out of 1 in the upset category last week. We'll see how we do this week. Great football this week coming up. Great college football coming up. Had great college games this week. LSU beats Florida. Miami beats USF real bad down there at the Hard Rock Stadium in college football this week. But it was a tough game, but the Hurricanes ranked 5th in the country, just too much for the Bulls. Florida State won their game. This week, all 3 teams will be back in action. It's just all this college football. There's so much coming on Saturday and Friday night. We have the high school football. This week's action, Sebring was beaten by Lake Wells 28-21, and Avon Park beat Hardee 14-8 in Heartland High School football just last Friday night. And this Friday night, of course, we'll have high school football again. Tomorrow night will be the Thursday night ball game between the Dolphins and the Bills up in Buffalo. I'm picking the Bills by a lot over the Dolphins, but you'll have to turn into Amazon to see it. And then we got Friday night football with high school, college on Saturday, pro on Sunday and Monday. It's that time of year. A lot of football, a lot of action. I'm going to jump really quick to the Tampa Bay Rays today. Their ownership group stepped down because next week the owners will vote to sell the Tampa Bay Rays to the Zabiskie Group out of Jacksonville for $1,700,000,000. And they will own the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays ownership of Stu Sternberg and their executive staff has stepped down now administratively for the next 2 weeks till the change of ownership is achieved by the vote of the owners. That will be coming in a few weeks. We're going to get a new owner of the Tampa Bay Ray baseball team, as we've told you all year long, and it's coming to tuition. And with them stepping down in far as being in charge of the team at this moment, that should tell you that it's about to happen. So anyhow, that's the big news with the Tampa Bay Rays. As far as on the field, they've lost 6 out of their last 7 games. They've got about 9 more to go. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to get a victory because they're going to get a new owner. They're going to get a new owner right here about the time the season's over with, and he's going to take them in a different direction altogether. We'll get to that later because their season, as far as it's over on the field, is about over. They're just out there getting some batting numbers for next year. They really haven't. They're really in a slump, but the big news is the sale. The Lightning, of course, nothing going on with the Lightning. Of course, it's football season, and here at the Sports Talk with the Cowboy, we're going where everybody else is going, and that's right to football. I'm going to take your questions tonight. The first question is, what do I think about Caleb? This is from Donna. And Donna wanted to know what I thought about Caleb Williams, the quarterback of the Chicago Bears, painting his fingernails before he plays football. Donna, he's painted his fingernails even when he was a quarterback at USC. He caught a lot of flack for wearing fingernail polish while he was playing football there. The Bears drafted him number 1, as you know, and he plays for the Bears now, and he's still wearing polish. I'm not here to tell him what to do about the polish thing. Myself personally, the Cowboy, I don't support men wearing fingernail polish, myself personally. If they're in a Halloween party, maybe. But to wear it every time you play in the football game, I don't support it, but that's Caleb Williams. He can do what he wants to do. But, if some people thought, as you do, that it's a distracting thing and it shouldn't be done, I really, it's allowed. So myself, though, you won't see me with no fingernail polish on, Donna, unless I'm going to a Halloween party. So thank you for your question, Donna. And the next question is from Amanda, and Amanda wanted to know what I thought about Baker Mayfield and his driving of that winning drive this week. And Donna, Amanda, I think that was a good drive he did, and especially the sack that he broke out and made that 12-yard run. That was a gutsy play. When he got into that huddle, the people that was in that huddle said, we looked in his face and knew he was going to score. We knew he was going to drive that ball down there and score, and he did with 6 seconds to spare. So he had a tremendous drive there, a tremendous drive, 92 yards, only 6 seconds left on the clock when we went ahead with that touchdown when Rachaad White took it in. An absolute marvelous drive. And Amanda, that was one for the ages, and shows you the grit that Baker Mayfield has. He is just gritty. And that's what's carrying this team right now, Amanda. God bless you, Amanda. Thank you for your question. And the last question, that's from Randy. And Randy wanted to know what I thought about the upcoming game against the Jets. And Randy, I think we have a chance to beat the Jets. I don't want to go in there with any idea that they are 0-2 and that they have a backup quarterback in there, because when you let your guard down in the NFL, you get punched in the mouth. So I want to go in there and play as hard as we can against those Jets. They look like, Randy, that they're not very good on run defense. They have given up over 200 yards both the games they've lost on the ground. And we've got some good running backs with Bucky Irvin and Rachaad White and Sean Tucker. And I would run that ball, and I'd run it right down their damn throat, to be honest with you. And I'd take advantage of their weakness, and that's their weakness. And go ahead and take this win, because we need it, because it's our home opener. Be a lot of excitement over in Raymond James Stadium this week. We're going to the throwback uniforms, Randy, with the white and the orange like we wore the first year of our existence. It's our 50th anniversary this year. A lot of the ex-players are going to be at the game, our first home game. So we need to get in there with a lot of enthusiasm, which we'll have, and really beat up on the Jets if we can. But we don't want to let our guard down, Randy. At least that's what I think is going to happen Sunday. I'll have to tune it in like everybody else to make sure that that's what does happen. God bless you, Randy, for your question. DJ X, what you got for me tonight?
Well, Cowboy, you know what it is. Let's get right off into it, buddy. All right. So, With the Jets defense looking strong, how will the Bucks offense adjust their strategy?
I'll run the ball and then try to run the ball and bring their defensive backs up to the line and then throw the ball to some of our talented receivers and some short passes or long, deep passes because they can't do both well. And so try to run. We can run. We showed we could run last week. We showed we could run the first game. Let's just go ahead and run on them and bring them cornerbacks and safeties up near the line to stop that run. And when they do, there'll be fewer of them back there for us to stop with the pass. I think that's how we'll do it.
That's how we'll do it.
That's how we'll do it.
What about long run passing yards?
Well, I think we'll get some. I think we'll have a Buku down the field, and I think we'll have Sterling Shepard down the field, and we'll have Mike Evans down the field.
Yeah.
And maybe even Ryan Miller. And we'll do 20 and 30-yard passes. We'll throw to them because there'll be a lot fewer people to cover them.
Yeah.
They'll be close and try to stop that run. And if they stay back there with the receivers to cover them, we can't throw, then run.
Right. All right. Which player on the Bucks roster needs to have a standout performance for them to win this game?
Well, Baker has to play as he always does. Hassan Reddick, our defensive end that rushes the passer, has to step up and put some pressure on that quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
We have to move that quarterback. We have to get pressure to the quarterback, because if we can get pressure to the quarterback, that disrupts his throwing lanes, it disrupts his play, it disrupts his precision on throwing the ball. We cannot leave him back there. Mm-hmm. We've got to get the outside linebackers, Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby, to get to that quarterback and put him on the ground at least 3 or 4 times this week to win.
So basically a team effort, but not a one guy.
Not a one guy thing, but that pass rush is essential.
Yeah.
The other night we got a sack from the Greg Gaines, which is the nose tackle right over the center, right down the middle.
Right.
We got a sack from the safety that ran up there on a blitz.
Mm-hmm.
We got a sack from a linebacker with the defensive man on the line's help.
Right.
We didn't get those outside guys that are unblocked coming in. They didn't get one. They need to step up and get their share.
A collective. Gotcha. All right, for my last question, what's the biggest weakness the Bucks need to overcome to beat the Jets?
The secondary overall was supposed to be a plus this year, and it maybe could turn out to be a plus. Mm-hmm. But Savonica and Dennis, the number 8 that plays on our team, has been out of positions the first game. He got pulled during the game and put back in and redeemed himself some. Last week, the announcers on television said, look, he don't know where he's supposed to be. And he didn't know where he's supposed to be. Cost us a couple plays. Mm-hmm. He has got to be that linebacker that covers that receiver. And if he don't know where he is like he has been doing, the Jets are going to pick that up real fast on the tape the first 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And when they come to Tampa, they're going to see that number 8. He's going to be out of position. I want them to throw to him. And they're going to try him. And he better be in position this week, because that's what they're going to try to do.
They better come stand on business.
They better. Mm-hmm. Because now, what you're doing now, with this being week 3, they got them first 2 weeks, and they're running that tape.
Right.
And they're looking for what you ain't doing. When they haven't seen you in preseason, most of your starters ain't been playing. They ain't seen you.
Right.
They got tape on everybody now.
Mm-hmm.
They can sit down and say, this is what the tendencies they had.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't correct them, they might have them again.
Mm-hmm.
Look for it. If it ain't being corrected, capitalize on it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, that's what I got for you this week, Cowboy.
God bless you. God bless you very
too.
much, DJ X. I'd like to announce the winners this week's Sports Talk with the Cowboy Pick and Pool. Trudy L, 13-3, Coco, 13-3, and David, 13-3. There are week 2 winners. So get in there to the comments, put the winners down, send them in, get your sheets, turn them in before tomorrow's game tomorrow night with the Bills and the Dolphins. And God bless you until the next show. Cowboy out.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?